Hi everyone, and welcome to MathSux. This video is going to help you pass Algebra 2. So today we're going to be going over how to find the average rate of change over an interval involving polynomials. So we're just going to dive right into a couple examples. I also have a bunch of practice questions that you can try at the end of this video. So here's our first one. What is the average rate of change over the interval 1, 3 for the function g of x equals x squared plus 1? So here they give us g of x, and when we look at our interval, remember these are x values, and when we have closed brackets like this, that means we're going to be including those x values. So we want to know the average rate of change, otherwise known as the slope, right? We know what the average rate of change is, the slope between 1 and 3. So when we look at our x values at 1 and 3, so here's our x value at 1, and then if we go over to 3, we could see our x value is about here. And we want to know the change happening from here to here. So it's like we're finding the slope between these 2 points only. So we're given all of g of x, but we only want to find the slope or rate of change, average rate of change, between these 2 points at x equals 3 and at x equals 1. So to do that, we're just going to find the values of our function at x equals 1 and x equals 3. So let's find the value of g of 1. So we're just going to plug in 1 for x squared plus 1 will just give us 1 plus 1, which is 2. So we get this coordinate point here that we know we have 1, 2. And that's exactly on our graph, right? We have this point is 1, 2. And then this one is a little more unclear, so let's just find that one. So g of 3, we're just plugging this in, 3 for x over here, so 3 squared plus 1 will just give us 3 squared is 9 plus 1, which is just 10, which gives us the point 3, 10. So now we have everything we need to find the slope of these 2 points. So we're just going to take these points and bring them down here. So remember, to find the slope, the average rate of change, it's just the change in y. It's the rise over the run, or the change in y over change in x, or y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So knowing that, we can just plug in these coordinate points. So saying that this is, we'll say that this is y1 and x1, and then this is x2, y2 down here. So using this formula, we could just plug in 10 minus 2 over 3 minus 1. When we do that, we'll get 8 over 2, which just gives us 4. And that's our answer. So they're really very easy to solve. You just need to know the slope and kind of understand what we're doing here, finding the slope between 2 points on a bigger polynomial graph. So let's try another one. Question number 2, find the average rate of change over the interval 2, 4 of the function f of x equals x minus 3 cubed. So let's see, we're finding the rate of change from 2 to 4, where x is 2 over here, all the way to 4 over here. So we're finding this slope here. So here the coordinate points are easier for us to identify, right? Because this is a little bit easier for us to read. So our coordinate point at 2 is 2, -1. And then our coordinate point over here is 4, 1. So now all we need to do is just take these 2 points and find the slope. So we'll label this x1, y1 up here, and then x2, y2 down here. And remember, the slope formula we just went over is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So now we're just going to plug this in. So y2 is -1 minus 1 all over x2, 2 minus x1, which is 4. So we end up getting negative 2 divided by negative 2, which just gives us an average rate of change of 1. And that's our answer. Okay, let's try our last example here. Find the average rate of change over the interval -4, -3, given the function h of x equals x squared plus 2x plus 1. So this time they didn't give us a graph, so it's up to us. We can draw a graph to visualize it ourselves, or we could just go ahead because we know what to do. So I'm just gonna go ahead because we know what to do, right? So I'm gonna plug in h of -4, or remember these are x values over here. So when we do that, we'll get -4 squared plus 2 times -4 plus 1. So that's 16 minus 8 is 8 plus 1, which will just give us 9. So this gives us a coordinate point of -4, 9. And now let's find our next coordinate point pair by plugging in -3, our other x value, which is, remember, represents the interval that we're trying to find the rate of change in. So we'll plug this in for x. So we get -3 squared plus 2 times -3 plus 1. So -3 times -3 is 9. Minus 6 is 3. Plus 1 is 4. So this gives us our other coordinate point, which is -3, 4. And now we have everything we need. We have our 2 coordinate points. Or we can label this x1, y1, and x2, y2, and then find our slope. So just plugging this in, y2 is 4, minus y1 is 9, all over x2, -3, minus -4, which becomes plus 4. So we end up getting -5 all over 1, which will just give us -5 for our answer. So if you're looking for more, check out the practice questions right here. I have all the answers up on my website, MathSux.org. And if this video helped you, please give it a like and subscribe. Thanks so much for stopping by, and happy calculating. Need more practice? Check out MathSux.org for more questions. Link below. Also, don't forget to subscribe. Happy calculating!